Our God and Heavenly Father, with humble hearts overflowing with gratitude, we draw near to you at this moment. We acknowledge your sovereignty and unconditional love that sustain us perpetually. Kleber and Jaqueline, with their struggles and joys, their dreams and challenges, bring their family before you today, a precious gift you have entrusted to us. They seek strength from you, to nurture the bonds that unite them, to find peace amidst life's tempests, and for the love that underpins their union, to grow stronger with each passing day. The world, with its pressures and distractions, often endeavors to dilute the essence of what it means to be a family, a sanctuary of welcome and growth. There exists an inherent fragility in human relationships, a vulnerability that, without your grace, can lead to misunderstandings, estrangement, and, in more severe instances, breaches of trust. Kleber and Jaqueline feel this pressing need for a secure refuge, a place where hearts can beat in unison, and where faith serves as the bedrock supporting each member. They yearn for a union that transcends mere appearances, a profound connection that only your presence can truly build. They understand that family is not merely a collection of people sharing the same roof, but a living community, where each individual is called to love, serve, and forgive. There are times, Lord, when the daily responsibilities, financial concerns, professional demands, and even personality differences can create fissures, small or large, in the family's structure. Kleber, in his journey, may feel the weight of expectations and the burden of being the provider, at times feeling depleted or misunderstood. Jaqueline, in turn, may face the challenges of balancing domestic duties, caring for the children, and still pursuing her own aspirations and dreams, sometimes experiencing exhaustion or loneliness. The children, each with their individuality and developmental stage, also navigate their own discoveries, insecurities, and desires, and the way they are guided shapes the future they will construct. It is within this complexity of interactions and needs that Kleber and Jaqueline seek your guidance. In this prayer, they wish to open their hearts so that your light may penetrate every corner, dispelling the shadows of discord and spreading the balm of your love. They know that true unity lies not in the absence of conflict, but in the capacity to overcome it together, strengthened by your supporting hand. The pursuit of this unity is a constant calling, a journey of learning and deepening in the art of truly loving, with all the imperfections that characterize us. Kleber and Jaqueline do not seek an illusory perfection, but an authentic connection, where vulnerability is seen as strength and honesty, as the fertile ground for growth. They understand that family love demands sacrifice, patience, and above all, the active pursuit of harmony. May this prayer be a milestone on this path, a moment of renewal and commitment to the divine principles that should guide family life. They desire that every interaction, every conversation, every gesture be permeated by your wisdom and compassion. Kleber and Jaqueline long to witness your hand at work in their home, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth and strengthening the bonds of affection and mutual respect. They trust that, by placing their family in your hands, they will find the right direction to build a solid home, full of joy, peace, and above all, your unfailing love. May this journey of seeking unity and love be a living testament to your transformative presence in their lives. God of infinite goodness, today we lift our pleas for Kleber and Jaqueline's capacity to cultivate emotional resilience within their family unit. Life, in its unpredictability, often presents us with moments of disappointment and frustration, situations which, if not well managed, can generate resentment and undermine harmony. It is essential for parents to develop the ability to manage their own emotions healthily, serving as a positive role model for their children. We consider specific adversities, an unexpected dismissal for Kleber, for example, or Jaqueline's persistent difficulty in coping with a chronic illness. In these scenarios, the way both process their anguish, express their concerns, and seek solutions together will define the impact on the family environment. May they learn not to suppress sadness or anger, but to channel them constructively through open dialogue and mutual support. Furthermore, it is imperative that Kleber and Jaqueline's family cultivates a sense of belonging and individual appreciation, which is essential against the onslaught of self-criticism or external comparison. Each member possesses unique talents and characteristics, and it is in the celebration of these particularities that true communal strength manifests. Oftentimes, comparison with other families, observed on social media or in casual conversations, can breed feelings of inadequacy or envy, undermining the appreciation of what already exists. Kleber might feel pressured to achieve a professional success that doesn't align with his actual aptitudes, while Jaqueline may wish for domestic skills that seem unattainable to her. May they both teach their children to recognize their own accomplishments, however minor they may appear, and to develop robust self-esteem, founded on their efforts and the love they receive. Regarding communication, it is urgent that Kleber and Jaqueline enhance their active listening skills, a cornerstone for conflict resolution and for building a relationship of trust. Listening is not merely waiting for one's turn to speak, but rather striving to comprehend the other's perspective, validate their feelings, and demonstrate empathy. Consider a common disagreement: children's discipline. If Kleber and Jaqueline do not attentively listen to each other regarding their approaches and expectations, friction may arise that confuses the child and weakens parental authority. May they allow themselves moments of focused conversation, uninterrupted, where each concern is clearly expressed and heard with genuine attention, seeking consensus. On the other hand, it is crucial that Kleber and Jaqueline's family develops the capacity to adapt to life's inevitable changes. The children's infancy does not last forever. Developmental stages bring their own new demands and challenges. A couple that remained cohesive while supporting childhood may find themselves distant when the children become adolescents, with interests and concerns that diverge from the parents. Thus, it is fundamental that Kleber and Jaqueline continue to nurture their own relationship, share interests, and find time for each other as a couple, even amidst family demands. They need to reinvent themselves as partners, as circumstances evolve, keeping the flame of shared purpose alight. Ultimately, the practice of forgiveness, an exercise in humility and Christian love, is indispensable for the longevity and health of Kleber and Jaqueline's family unit. Everyone, without exception, makes mistakes, utters thoughtless words, or acts selfishly. The inability to forgive, harboring grievances and resentments, is like a slow poison that corrodes effective bonds. May Kleber and Jaqueline learn to apologize sincerely when they offend and offer forgiveness with the same generosity when they are offended, recognizing human frailty and trusting in the divine mercy that sustains them. May the memory of a past mistake not impede the construction of a future of reconciliation and mutual strengthening. Lord, as we contemplate Kleber and Jaqueline's journey and the complexity of their family life, we recognize the need to make room for the cultivation of a shared spirituality, fundamental for the sustenance of their love and union. This is not merely about religious rituals, but about a profound lived experience of faith that permeates daily life, transforming even the most trivial moments into opportunities for connection with the divine, and consequently, strengthening family ties. Consider, for example, the way they share meals. Instead of being merely a moment of physical nourishment, they can become a sanctuary of gratitude, where they together express recognition for the blessings received, big or small, or the way they face the challenges of the home, seeking in prayer not only solutions to problems, but also the strength to persevere and the wisdom to learn from trials. Furthermore, it is essential that Kleber and Jaqueline encourage the development of autonomy and responsibility in their children, fostering an environment where each feels empowered to contribute to the collective well-being. Instead of doing all tasks for them, anticipating their needs, may they allow themselves to guide them in discovering their own capabilities, whether in organizing their belongings, carrying out small household chores, or making age-appropriate decisions. This process, although demanding time and patience, is a valuable investment in the children's character, preparing them for adult life and strengthening their sense of purpose within the home. Let us consider the situation where one of the children, say, leaves their toys scattered on the floor. Instead of automatic reprimand, an invitation to reflection and action. Son, what can we do to make this space more pleasant for everyone? Another crucial layer in building a united and loving family lies in valuing and celebrating each other's achievements, however modest they may seem. It's easy to fall into the rut of merely pointing out flaws or focusing on what still needs refinement. However, acknowledging and articulating the pride felt in Kleber's work accomplishments, Jaqueline's dedication to her tasks, or a child's effort in their academic journey fosters an environment of encouragement and mutual validation. A handwritten note of appreciation, a sincere public compliment, or a special dinner to commemorate a small victory are gestures that, while simple, communicate a profound and unconditional love, nurturing each member's self-esteem and reinforcing their sense of belonging. Furthermore, it is vital that Kleber and Jaqueline cultivate moments of genuine family leisure and fun, opportunities for decompression, the creation of fond memories, and the strengthening of friendships among members. Life, in its intensity, often consumes us, leaving little room for enjoyment and relaxation. Whether it's outings in the fresh air, afternoons playing board games, in-home movie sessions, or even exploring new activities together, it is in shared joy that family intimacy deepens and hearts draw closer. Imagine the scene. After a demanding week, they opt for a picnic in the park, allowing the children to run freely, Kleber and Jaqueline to enjoy a relaxed conversation, and for everyone to reconnect with the lightness and beauty of life. Finally, and no less importantly, the constant pursuit of learning and personal growth by each member positively reflects on the family dynamic as a whole. Kleber and Jaqueline, by dedicating themselves to honing their own gifts and talents, whether through courses, reading, or new experiences, become inspiring role models for their children. This commitment to individual development is not selfish. On the contrary, it enriches the family, bringing new perspectives, renewed energy, and a greater capacity for contribution to the household. A curious mind and a spirit open to learning permeate the family atmosphere, stimulating the children to also pursue their own paths of fulfillment and self-discovery. Sir, with the intention of further fortifying the essence of Kleber and Jaqueline's home, we now focus on the importance of prudent financial and material resource management, an aspect that, when neglected, can become a considerable source of stress and conflict. The ability to manage family finances with wisdom and transparency is a direct reflection of mutual trust and commitment to a shared future. It involves not only budget planning and expense control, but also open communication regarding debts, investments, and long-term goals. For instance, considering a plan for the children's education, the acquisition of a durable good, or even setting aside funds for unexpected emergencies, such as an illness or an unforeseen event in Kleber's work, requires honest dialogue and joint decisions. This financial diligence should not be viewed as a burden, but rather as a tangible demonstration of love and responsibility towards all family members, ensuring an environment of security and stability. Furthermore, dedication to the preservation and enhancement of the home's physical environment, understood as a sacred space for communion and rest, is another pillar to consider in strengthening family unity. A home that intrinsically reflects care and organization contributes to the emotional well-being of its inhabitants. Let us consider how Kleber and Jaqueline organize the common spaces, ensuring they are functional and welcoming for everyone. This can range from regular home maintenance, ensuring everything is in order, to creating small havens of peace, such as a reading nook for Jaqueline, a space for Kleber's hobbies, or a safe playground for the children. This attention to material details demonstrates a deep appreciation for each member's well-being, creating a constant invitation to remain and enjoy family life. Moreover, it is crucial for Kleber and Jaqueline to cultivate a long-term vision regarding the legacy they wish to build and pass on to future generations. This perspective transcends mere concern for the present and encompasses the building of moral and spiritual values that will serve as the foundation for shaping their children's character. May they dedicate themselves to teaching, through their actions and words, principles such as integrity, compassion, respect for life, and a sense of purpose that goes beyond material achievements. Consider, for example, the impact of Kleber and Jaqueline engaging in community service activities, demonstrating to their children the importance of reaching out to others and being a positive force in society. This formative influence, based on concrete examples, will shape the children's character, equipping them with the necessary tools to face the world's challenges with steadfastness and love. Conversely, it is equally crucial for Kleber and Jaqueline to master the management of inevitable external pressures that can impinge upon family dynamics, such as societal comparisons, external criticism, or the expectations of others. The temptation to mold the family according to an often unrealistic external ideal can engender frustration and disconnection. Therefore, may they reinforce their identity as a family, founded upon their own values and the strength of their mutual love, whilst judiciously defending their intimate space and their choices. The decision to prioritize family well-being over external accolades, or to shield their children from negative influences, demonstrates their maturity and their awareness of their role as custodians of their home. To conclude this phase, it must be underscored that Kleber and Jaqueline need to pursue continuous improvement in their parenting and spousal skills, understanding that the family journey is a process of perpetual learning. This entails an openness to seeking guidance, whether through literature, Christian counseling, or conversations with more experienced couples, always with the aim of growing in love, wisdom, and patience. The humility to acknowledge that they do not always possess all the answers, coupled with a readiness to adapt their approaches as the family's needs evolve, are hallmarks of a truly resilient and blessed home. Let us envision Kleber and Jaqueline dedicating time to actively plan moments of joint connection and reflection, thereby fortifying their partnership and ensuring their home remains a beacon of love and hope. Lord, as we contemplate the ongoing edification of a home where love and unity flourish, it is paramount that Kleber and Jaqueline cultivate the art of adaptability in the face of the inherent changes brought about by children's growth and life's transitions. This signifies going beyond mere flexibility, embracing a mindset of constant reevaluation of one's own expectations and routines. For instance, a child's transition from childhood to adolescence necessitates a significant shift in communication styles and the establishment of disciplinary rules. What was effective when they were 8 years old may become obsolete or even counterproductive at 12 or 13. Kleber and Jaqueline must be attuned to these nuances, prepared to adjust their approaches rather than insisting on methods that no longer resonate with their child's new developmental stage. This capacity to metamorphose as parents, whilst always maintaining the steadfast foundation of love, is a testament to their maturity and dedication. Furthermore, the pursuit of a healthy equilibrium between family life and the individual needs of each member is an essential thread for communal resilience and satisfaction. This isn't about a rigid division, but rather a conscious integration that acknowledges and validates the personal aspirations of Kleber and Jaqueline, as well as their children. For Kleber, this might translate into the opportunity to pursue a hobby or interest that revitalizes him, even if it necessitates adjustments to the family schedule. Similarly, Jaqueline may require dedicated time for her professional development or for pursuits that nourish her soul. To disregard these individual needs in favor of a blind collectivism can, paradoxically, weaken bonds, breeding veiled frustrations. The key lies in finding synergies, in supporting and encouraging each person's passions, as a fulfilled individual contributes more fully to family well-being. Another vital dimension for sustaining family love lies in the intentional education regarding the importance of forgiveness and reconciliation. In any human interaction, mistakes are inevitable, and the capacity to offer genuine apologies and to grant forgiveness with an open heart is a balm for relationships. Kleber and Jaqueline should be active role models of this practice, teaching their children that a disagreement need not culminate in a lasting rift. Consider a scenario where a child, in a moment of anger, says something disrespectful to a sibling. Rather than severe, isolated punishment, a process that involves acknowledging the error, expressing remorse, and then being forgiven and reintegrated into family harmony is far more constructive. This culture of forgiveness acts as an antidote against the accumulation of resentments, bolstering trust and intimacy. Moreover, it is crucial that Kleber and Jaqueline cultivate gratitude not merely as a feeling, but as an active, daily expression. Giving thanks for the small things, a gesture of affection, a prepared meal, a moment of shared laughter, shifts perspective, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary and combating the human tendency to focus on what is lacking. May they encourage their children to express gratitude, whether through words, small symbolic gifts, or acts of service. This ingrained practice fosters an environment of mutual appreciation, where each person feels seen and valued, strengthening the fabric of love that binds them and preventing complacency in relationships. Finally, perseverance in the face of challenges is a virtue that Kleber and Jaqueline need not only to possess, but also to impart to their children. Family life is rarely a straight line of prosperity. There are curves, obstacles, and moments of turbulence. The strength to keep moving forward together, Even when circumstances seem adverse, be it a financial crisis, a health issue, or a period of discord, is what truly tests and refines familial love. May they teach, through their own example, that difficulties are opportunities for growth, and that family unity is a safe harbor capable of withstanding storms. This resilience, built on faith and unconditional love, is what will perpetuate the strength and beauty of their home. Lord, as we seek to enhance Kleber and Jaqueline's experience as a family, it is crucial that they focus on nurturing nonviolent communication, guided by empathetic listening and the honest expression of needs, not demands. Instead of accusing each other for perceived failings, such as, for instance, Kleber saying to Jaqueline, "You never tidy the house properly," the ideal would be for them to express their feelings and needs clearly and constructively. I feel unsettled by the disarray in the lounge because it affects my relaxation after work. I would need to find it more organized. This approach, by focusing on subjective experience and the desire for a harmonious solution, opens pathways for mutual understanding, rather than erecting barriers of defensiveness. This practice, when internalized, transforms dialogue from a battlefield into a space of collaboration and growth. Furthermore, Kleber and Jaqueline's family can benefit enormously by cultivating a ritual for celebrating milestones and achievements that transcend the material. Let us consider not only birthdays or holidays, but the commemoration of personal goals attained, such as the completion of a challenging project by Kleber, or Jaqueline's overcoming of a personal hurdle. Creating small traditions, a special Sunday lunch, a family board game night, or even compiling a gratitude jar where each person deposits notes of appreciation, serves to reinforce family identity and foster an environment of recognition and affection. These manifestations, by anchoring love in tangible moments of shared joy, solidify emotional bonds and create a repertoire of positive memories that fortify the family in difficult times. Furthermore, it is imperative that Kleber and Jaqueline actively foster intellectual curiosity and the exploration of diverse interests in their children, cultivating an environment where continuous learning is valued above mere academic performance. Instead of focusing exclusively on school grades, why not endeavor to ignite a fascination with new subjects, constructive debates on pertinent topics, or the discovery of hidden talents? Activities such as museum visits, joint reading of books that stimulate critical thinking, or participation in workshops on areas of interest can serve as powerful catalysts for the holistic development of young minds. This immersion in a universe of knowledge not only broadens horizons, but also equips children with essential tools for self-reliance and adaptability in a constantly evolving world. Consequently, rather than ignoring the tensions or conflicts that inevitably arise, Kleber and Jaqueline should embrace them as valuable opportunities for learning and strengthening family bonds. Instead of shying away from difficult conversations about sibling disagreements, for instance, they ought to facilitate mediated dialogue where each child has the chance to express their feelings and seek a resolution that benefits everyone. This process of conflict management, when taught and practiced consistently, not only prevents the accumulation of resentments, but also develops crucial life skills in children, such as empathy, negotiation, and resilience. The manner in which a family navigates discord ultimately mirrors its capacity to reinvent and fortify itself through adversity. Finally, the establishment of an external support network, comprising trusted friends, extended family, or faith-based groups, can offer Kleber and Jaqueline indispensable emotional and practical support, thereby enriching family life. Instead of isolating themselves in their struggles, they should actively seek connections that provide external perspectives, encouragement, and even practical assistance during times of need. A shared meal with close friends, participation in school parent group activities, or the exchange of experiences with other couples in candid conversations can alleviate pressure and reinforce the sense that they are not alone on their journeys. This web of healthy relationships not only shields the family from excessive pressures, but also expands its circle of affection and learning, fostering an environment of greater resilience and well-being. Reflecting on this journey thus far, we perceive how the diverse facets of family life interweave, each adding a new layer of depth to the overarching purpose. It's akin to observing a skilled artisan who, with patience and precision, molds clay into a work of art. Each touch, each adjustment, though seemingly subtle in isolation, contributes to the sculpture's ultimate harmony. Similarly, Daily interactions, overcome challenges, and the constant pursuit of deeper understanding forge a complex tapestry, wherein the threads of love, resilience, and communication intertwine to form an increasingly rich pattern of meaning. As we move forward, it becomes evident that the strength and beauty of a home lie not in the absence of imperfections, but in how these imperfections are transformed and leveraged as stepping stones for mutual growth. Considering the convergence of these reflections, the path ahead unfurls with greater clarity, pointing towards a more comprehensive understanding of what constitutes a truly solid and loving family foundation. The manner in which the different spheres of life, from the most quotidian responsibilities to the deepest yearnings of the spirit, articulate themselves defines the very architecture of the home. It is in the crucible of these varied experiences that the most resilient links and affectionate bonds are forged. We can visualize this as the tide, which, as it ebbs and flows, shapes the coastline, continually and powerfully revealing and deepening natural beauties. Each season of life brings with it new textures and patterns, demanding attentive navigation and an open heart. In light of these accumulated perceptions, the transition towards conclusion invites us to view the whole, not as a sum of its parts, but as a living organism, pulsating with energy and purpose. Wisdom lies in capturing the symphony that arises from the harmony of these different voices, rather than fixating on isolated notes. What emerges is a more integrated understanding of family dynamics, where interdependence and mutual care become the pillars that sustain everything. It is like realizing that a rock's strength lies not just in its individual solidity, but in how its various rock formations interlock to withstand the elements, conveying a message of permanence and security. As we approach the denouement, the essence of these reflections propels us towards a perspective that embraces the totality of the human experience within the familial core. The clarity sought resides not in rigid rules, but in the very resonance of a home where love is the air one breathes, and respect, the soil in which roots deepen. The diverse nuances explored converge on a central point: the conscious and intentional construction of a sanctuary that nurtures, protects, and propels each of its members towards their full potential, whilst fortifying the unity of the whole. A gaze towards the future sharpens, revealing the latent potential within each interaction, each choice, each shared moment.